everybody. Look at that. Fucking got a special guest. Shin Godzilla. Or Shin Godzilla. This is UltraDanjira. Welcome to episode 4, coming live May something or rather. It's 420 though, so hook it up. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Oh wait, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. No, look at this. We got notes, y'all. We got some notes. Okay? Okay? We got notes. And we got a co-pilot. I can't really put him over there on the seatbelt, but I don't know. I brought this dude. Check this guy out. This bad boy was the last thing that I got at fucking Toys R Us, man. So this is Shin Godzilla. I don't know if you guys saw that movie. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, okay? We're not going to spoil it for you. I will say definitely watching that. What's up, one viewer? I will definitely say that if you watch Shin Godzilla, if you ever have, this would be an awesome compendium. I understand that I did a video like 2 days ago. I didn't really do it with notes. And yeah, there's been a lot of misunderstandings going on. It's an action figure! I'm definitely not a virgin, y'all, so shit. I can do this! Fucking, now I got all thrown off. The one thing I wanted to say was, this is an 81 Honda, how dare you? If I can, I don't even remember what movie that was other than it had Jessica Simpson and Dane Cook in it. But anyway, it would help if you saw Shin Godzilla. It would help if you saw the 1954 original Godzilla, or really any Godzilla for that matter, to appreciate this episode. But we got a dope-ass thumbnail, right? I'm gonna lead into that thumbnail, but that thumbnail is actually what this whole video is about. If you like that thumbnail, good, because I grabbed your attention. I grabbed that shit. I'm diddling it right now. We're teasing you, but I'm going into my notes. Yeah, fuck it. So I'll spoil it for you. The thumbnail, that is a promotional poster for the Godzilla, the official Godzilla store in Shinjuku. That poster itself, I think, yeah, that originated probably around November of last year, but the store opened up in October 2017. And that was a promotional poster for this dope-ass store that was showing up, but I'm going to get back to that later. By the way, the Shin Godzilla, it's by NECA, so that's an American, this is actually an American fucking Godzilla toy, at least. But more on that later. We're going to talk about Shin Godzilla. It came out July 29th in 2016. It had a $15 million budget, and it grossed $77.9 million at the box office. Again, this is all in Japan. This is like Japanese shit. It's the 31st Godzilla film ever made. 29th if we're talking local, not counting the shitty 98 movie with fucking Ferris Bueller and not the one with Walter White. So yeah, in 1950, that was the original movie. So this is a complete reboot. It's a complete relaunch. That's why it's called Shin. It's called new. Shin actually means a few different things. It has 3 different translations. It means new, true, and God. So you can also say that this is like God Godzilla. And if you see the movie, you kind of realize, although now that there's going to be a sequel to the anime Netflix Godzilla, that's a whole nother fucking shebang. I don't think McDonald's sells real orange juice. I just think that's like leprechaun piss. It's really sweet. Oh, I got instant heartburn. So yeah, if you're familiar to the Godzilla lore, real quick, the 1954 movie was made 10 years after the dropping of the bombs Fat Man Little Boy into Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that movie was made with that disaster in mind. Shin Godzilla was made in 2016. Actually, it's based around the 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster. And that followed the Tohoku quake and then the very large tsunami that kind of caused that reactor. So that incident happened on September 11th, 2011 in Japan. Because obviously it was first the earthquake, tsunami, then the fucking, I mean, it was terrible. We still have nuclear fucking radiated objects floating onto the California coastline because of all of that hot fucking ghetto mess, right? 2 years ago. So I guess that kind of means that the chances of having a real Godzilla is legit. Like, that's dope. My dream, if I can choose how to die, if Godzilla can kill me in some kind of capacity, oh, I'd be, dude, absolutely. So yeah, the movie premiered at the Hotel Gracery, also in Shinjuku, with the Godzilla store, and the Hotel Gracery is actually the fucking hotel with a giant Godzilla head on it, so that when you're waking up, you see the whole thing. I've actually planned a trip, including round trip plane tickets, and I think kind of 5 nights, about $3,000. So, you know, maybe like if you save like $3,500 or like $4,000, that would be a really interesting, cool trip to Japan, which I hope I can do next year. You know, it would be really cool if I'm in Japan when the fucking trailer drops for the new American Godzilla movie. That would be weird, because then I could just see everybody be like, "No, fuck you, round eye Godzilla." Is that racist towards white people? Maybe. I don't think it's racist towards Asians. I'm not racist. I live with Asians. I love them. Premiered at the Hotel Gracery with giant Godzilla head. So it was the highest grossing live action Japanese film of the year, meaning it was the second highest grossing Japanese movie of that whole year. I think Finding Dory was maybe the highest grossing, but it did beat Finding Dory, and it beat a One Piece movie when it premiered. That's fucking huge, dude. The Japanese love animation, and I mean, obviously if One Piece is a fucking movie and like people love it, but if you don't know that much about One Piece, I don't really care for it either way, but that thing is fucking huge, like super popular over there. So the fact that Godzilla was able to topple a Disney Pixar movie and an anime movie that the kids really like, that's pretty crazy. So it was nominated for 11 Japanese Academy, Japan Academy Prize Awards. So that's the Japanese Academy Awards, right? So it was nominated for 11 and it won 7. It won Best Picture, it won Best Director, it won for Best Cinematography, it won for Art Direction, for Lighting, for Sound, and for Editing. Okay. I'm just, like I said, these are facts, man. I got them. This is probably going to be a quickie. Because I'm about to have a quickie later, so I got to make this quick. The creator of the awesome design said that he wanted to make it the most terrifying Godzilla, which I think it is. I think if you see that thumbnail, you know, that's pretty fucking scary. And that was the special effects director, Shinji Higuchi. He also worked on Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is a super popular manga, anime, other series of films, not live action, and also the 3 Heisei Gamera movies. So he knows what he's talking about. We already talked about the different definitions for what Shin is, so we're already blowing past the first page of notes. Funimation did ultimately get the rights overseas for American distribution. I did see this movie in fucking theaters. I was over at like the Century 16 down there in Concord. Whoop, whoop. Went with my buddy Harry and his kids, CJ, and I think Matt maybe was there too. I want to say. Maybe Juan as well. I hope Juan was there. I don't know if anybody else was there, but saw it with a bunch of people, and that was tight. Subtitled and everything. That was October 11th was when that came out, in 2016 as well. So premiered in July, was over in America by October. That's pretty cool. It originally was supposed to end at the 18th, then they extended it to the 22nd, and then ultimately they continued it to the 27th in America. And I think it made about $40 million. So let's see. So this Godzilla Shin is completely CG realized, right? They did have kind of like a Weta mocap, like Lord of the Rings, Gollum, or oh gosh, what's his name? He played Caesar in all three of the last Planet of the Apes movies. I think he also helped kind of portray King Kong and Kong Skull Island. Andy Serkis, that's right. He was just in Black Panther. That guy, he doesn't need to have a job ever again. He's good. I think he did speaking of Academy Awards and stuff, I think he didn't he get an award for that? He had to have. So they had that. They had mocap work. So it had a guy, they actually gave him, the only thing they really gave him was a tail, and then with like weight on it, so that way they can capture the weight and size. I guess I can actually use this if I'm talking, but yeah, they had like a big weight kind of right here, so this dude has to drag, and this is obviously kind of bent because they're supposed to try and make it like it's held with string. But yeah, so you actually had a dude that was just walking, but if you see the movie, Godzilla really doesn't do any more than this. There's a couple of other things. He never really moves his arms. They're almost like vestigial, where they just like, or he's like a stroke, or just it's definitely hideous, dude. This is my personal favorite design of Godzilla, just because he's fucking hideously ugly. He's always bleeding and stuff. Actually, well, not to try and make anyone feel bad, but the skin itself, not only is it the texture, especially around like this part, is supposed to be based off of like a cucumber, but right around maybe his chest, and then obviously it kind of like he has lesions, and they're supposed to be like keloid scars, which is what a lot of people were suffering from after the dropping of Fat Man Little Boy. There was people that actually looked like this, so that's kind of why it's also shocking and horrific, is they try and make this design Godzilla more of a victim, not social justice warrior. I'm trying not to get fucking political, but you can't help it. So because of the fact that it was CG, that means Toho now retains, and this is going to all tie in together. I promise you, it's all going to tie in. You're going to love it. This is going to be the best episode ever. They have that design locked, ready to go. It's been in commercials, like selling cars with this fucking thing. They've done a couple of April Fool's Day jokes where they say that they're going to try and make like an amusement park around a giant Godzilla in Japan and Shinjuku and shit like that. They've done a lot of zany stuff using that already rendered CG model. So I'm just saying, you already have that CG model. Because of that, they've made two VR games. The first one was Nanja Town Amusement Park VR game, which then they didn't really make a port, but they made a whole nother version using the same rendered CG Godzilla for a Japan exclusive PS VR game, which I think sadly is taken down now, so you can't even make yourself a Japanese fucking PSN account to get it. So the year after premiered, they did the Universal Studios Japan 4D experience as part of excuse me, the Universal Cool Japan spiel that they had over there in 2017. So that was only a year long. Scrap that. Can't see that anymore. So we talked about beating Dory in the One Piece. That was already written. Oh, this is an interesting fact. Shin Godzilla earned 23% more at the box office than the Hollywood 2014 Godzilla. Not globally, but in Japan, right? So 23 fucking percent more people wanted to see that movie than they wanted to see the Hollywood Godzilla. That's that older generation, dude. That's the people that see that Godzilla, and they may, you know, not to get too grim, but they may have remembered a grandmother, great grandmother or something, you know, that had to suffer with that could have burned something into their head. Also, so Shinji Higuchi was a co-writer, co-director, worked on all that previous stuff. The co-pilot that he had was Hideaki Anno, who's both of those guys worked on the Neon Genesis Evangelion. So the crazy thing is that this beat the last Evangelion movie that came out that this dude directed. So like this guy directed that, then they directed the Attack on Titan film, which is why I talked about that earlier. You know, so that's kind of interesting, I thought. So here we go. Oh wait, no. So that there was another one. So yeah, there's the Godzilla Resort at the Spa Resort Hawaiians in Iwaki, Fukushima. So that even ties together with the fact that this movie was based on the Fukushima nuclear disaster, right? Now they have a fucking resort there, which I think has a cool life-size, like 9-foot tall version of this guy. Actually, no. I think they have his head, and he's like breaking into the building. So they have like a giant fucking giant ass head. Actually, speaking of past Venom trailers, this guy, without getting too spoilery, but he definitely he gets it in, right? That's when he's like shooting the fire. So they got that giant ass fucking Godzilla head busting up. That's only for this summer. So they have a new, it's by a company called Scrap. I don't agree with that, but it's called The Escape from Godzilla. That was April 26, 2018 at the Tokyo Mystery Circus in Kembokicho, Shinjuku, also in Shinjuku. And also in Shinjuku is the 3-meter or 9-foot tall statue of this ugly motherfucker Shin, which replaced a pre-existing Heisei, or around I think it's like the 1994, 1993 design Heisei Godzilla, at the Hibiya Square in Chiyoda, which it's essentially the Toho Cinema building. And that was March 29th in 2018. I think, I touched on the Escape from Godzilla. That I can't stress this enough for the VR game, to be like outside in Japan, they give you like the VR thing, and then you fucking see that big ass thing chasing you and like trying to kill you. Not that he really chases you. I mean, he's really slow, but he doesn't have to run. Got you. So, yeah, back to the thumbnail. That thumbnail was made in promotion for the Godzilla store, also opening in Shinjuku. It already opened October 30th. So that poster is official in the sense that Toho themselves put that out there in the, earnest desire to promote the Godzilla store. And it's very interesting because, A, you have all of that shit that happened with Godzilla. Again, remember the pre-existing CG render. Remember how much money this movie has fucking made overseas. I say all of this stuff in support and in backing up what I feel is kind of, not to be hyperbolic, but it's kind of a travesty in the community that I've seen this past week, which is why I'm jumping the gun and I'm making my week episode early as opposed to either on time or late. But I gotta be up and at 'em tomorrow morning super early, and I want to just cut this shit out here, so that way it could be, I could already done this, and just, because every single, I did want to take the time to say thank you, whoever you are, and anyone else that has watched this to entirety, and, you know, my last video, because I noticed now I have 22 subscribers, which, lost another 3 in total, but hope to get them back one day. But all of the remaining subscribers watched the last episode that I did in less than 2 days. I don't care if you watched a minute, 5 minutes, I don't care, whatever the fuck you did, but you watched it for however long to make me go, okay, well, if 22 people want to see this every week, I'm gonna try and educate you guys. I'm gonna try and hopefully make you just as excited as I am for this image of the fucking thumbnail, because I feel that is going to come to fruition, that is going to happen. Toho themselves have showed us what is to come, right? You thought I wasn't gonna do it this time, but I did. So and I'm calling out motherfuckers this time. Well, websites, not really a person, but I'm calling people out. Actually, I'm gonna call them out right now. Okay, Movie Web, fuck you. Bloody Disgusting. I think I got into an argument with the writer of that article on Facebook. You guys can see that. IO9. I love IO9. I've been going to their shit for like 8 years, dude, but you guys suck ass. Dread Central. All of you guys suck. You're all wrong and you're all misleading, because I've seen only those people that have said, Shin Godzilla's dead, there's not gonna be a sequel, you're not gonna get it, you're never gonna see him again, failed, they're gonna do a reboot. Shin Godzilla, you guys, is the reboot, okay? It's just like the statues themselves that got swapped out. Why would you make a 9-foot statue of this and just go knock the other one down, put it, you know, why would you make that poster? Why would you use the same CG rendered in other work so that you know you can drop that motherfucker in any movie ever that you wanted to do? You know, it's very strange to me that all of this success is going to lead up to, it's a failure, let's just scrap it, make a prettier Godzilla, make a My Little Pony Princess Godzilla, you know, fucking gender neutral Godzilla, even though I think Godzilla's already gender neutral, so I already got y'all on that front too, so fuck that. I hope, well, he reproduces, but not in a good way. Anyway, see the movie. You'll learn. But no, this is the news that I'm about to reiterate and share, and I'm going to share one sentence out of it that I think backs up every single thing that I've said, is you know, and I've talked about this before as well, and unfortunately I feel that there are a lot of curators of the past who feel as though Godzilla only meant the Hiroshima Nagasaki, you know, disaster, that Godzilla, the Showa universe, the Heisei universe, you know, even the Millennium, those all were Godzilla enough in the sense that it was normal. Whereas Shin, because it's new, it's rock and roll, man, it's fucking punk rock, really, totally punk rock, you know. It turned off a lot of people, and I feel that even, you know, bringing up Godzilla and stuff on my own YouTube channel, talking about, you know, less Western fucking things of pop culture could also turn people off. I get it, man. I get it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. I understand. But that's the beauty of a franchise, and that's the beauty of legacy, right? You know, Avengers Infinity War came out, and I'm not spoiling anything. I don't feel like I should spoil anything for the enjoyment of anyone else. I just want to get you hyped. But that was about 10 years. That was about legacy. That was about, you know, what these titles mean. What does the Avengers mean? It's about these huge things of legacy and stuff, and it's about possibly who are the torchbearers and who can pass the baton to someone else so that they can step up, right? I feel that maybe, you know, it's not the most you don't get the most followers for being a Godzilla fan, but if I can at least teach you guys accurate information and encourage you to watch certain movies, recommend movies based on other things that are going around now, and teaching you about context of these films, make you understand just a little kernel of information, a little bit more, that might win Jeopardy one day. I don't know. If I can do that, that's awesome. If I can make you laugh, that's awesome too. So thank you for watching all this shit. But I'm gonna go back to ripping these dudes a new asshole, because they're trying to say that Shin Godzilla isn't gonna fucking happen and this and that. So I'm gonna first source the fucking interview. If anybody that watches this show can read Japanese and speak fluent Japanese, by all means, please find this interview, translate it for me, let me know, so that you can reaffirm my suspicions and we can tell everyone else is a bunch of jackasses. But it was Nikkei style interview, right? Nikkei with Keiji Oda, which is, they just label him a Toho executive. I'm pretty sure he has more of an official title, but sorry. I'll at least get your name fucking right. So again, all of this is going to take place in 2021. We have in 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters. There's a lot of cool shows in Vegas right now that are talking about, there's a good movie pop culture event in Vegas. So we're going to get more news on this sequel. So that's going to again have all the monsters from the thumbnail, which is Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah. So don't try not to get confused. The American one, the meth Godzilla, blue meth Godzilla, Bryan Cranston, Legendary Pictures, Hollywood Godzilla. That one is going to have not the same versions of this thumbnail, but it's going to be having their own, hopefully not all fat-thighed interpretations of the same fucking monsters. I don't know. But that's going to happen, and the sequel to that is coming out a year later. They're going to fucking Infinity War us, and they're going to leave us hanging on that one, and we're going to get King Kong vs. Godzilla. So, you know, 2019 and 2020 are going to be huge, huge years for Godzilla in America. We're talking the bigger shit that's coming. That's coming, dude. They're planning. Because actually, I'm going to go back to my notes. There was a fact that they had a... Damn it, dude. Okay. In 2015, so a year before 2016, a year before Shin Godzilla, 2015, Toho put together a Godzilla conference in secret for future projects. All right? So that happened a year before the movie came out. They have a fucking CG version. It won Academy of fucking Awards. It became a cultural, you know, pop cultural zeitgeist fucking it broke boundaries. And then you have that Toho poster, which is the thumbnail. And this quote that the guy says, and this is where I'm going to do it. Quote, instead of thinking of doing the obvious idea of Shin 2, instead, think about a world that can be used for a long time. End quote. Okay? That's the whole quote. That's why everyone else is trying to be like, oh my God, it's canceled. Is it? Because to me, they're saying that it's a and there's I read the actual whole interview, but what I'm trying to come across is that this thumbnail is going to happen in 2021. Is we're going to get a Japanese Shin Mothra. We're going to get a Shin Rodan, a Shin King Ghidorah movie. And then we're going to, you know, I don't know how I feel about King Ghidorah getting its own movie. I feel like that you kind of want to make that movie be about, but that's the thing. What happened in the original Ghidorah, the three-headed monster? It wasn't just King Ghidorah. It was King Ghidorah shows up, but it takes Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan to stop the motherfucker, okay? So it's technically, yes, a Ghidorah movie, but it's already a Godzilla movie. It's already a Rodan movie. It's already a Mothra movie. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to get a Shin Mothra movie next. I think we're going to get a Rodan movie. They might milk it a little bit longer and do a Shin Mothra versus Shin Godzilla movie. And then I think we're going to do Shin Ghidorah. That's it. I'm prophesizing right now. I'm telling you that's going to happen. They wouldn't waste the ink for that badass image, bro. They wouldn't waste that ink. They wouldn't waste all of this stuff if they were just going to be like, you know. To any old school fans and whoever may be watching, I don't know if you guys remember. I know I'm way too young to remember it, but I still had it because they wound up remaking it. But the Aurora model kits, right? They made a Godzilla one. They made a Rodan one. They made a King Ghidorah one. They made a King Kong one. I don't think they ever really made a Mothra one, which is a fucking travesty. But, you know, those Aurora kits were, what, in the early 70s, I believe. So, you already know it's coming. But anyway, if you haven't already seen Shin Godzilla, watch that shit. It's on PSN, it's on Amazon, it's on iTunes, it's on whatever the fuck source you have it. I'm not gonna let you borrow it if you live in my area code, maybe, but yeah, I just all those sites, dude, just please just rewrite the title of it, because you're spreading misinformation. It's just out and out misinformation. That's all it is. But yes, enjoy your day.